Hello, my name is Adam. Welcome to Jhank Gaming for a new Dungeons & Dragons campaign, which is going to be a little bit different. I'm over here now. Bob's going to be running this game. Wish us all luck. So I'm just get to be here as a player, like the rest of you fools. We'll see how it goes. Now, before handing over control, I wanted to introduce a few things. This is the start of this campaign. He opted to skip doing a session 0 on this one, so we didn't film that, so we're just starting here. And I guess you'll get to know our characters as we go. And also, he challenged me to make an evil character, so if I do succeed, that's his fault. If I don't, then maybe he was right and I can't. But
I just want to see you.
But if I'm
some children,
if I'm evil, it's his fault. And other than that, I guess Bob, the floor is yours.
all right. So the campaign is based off something I decided a couple years ago. I mean, I've been hinting about it every time we play, and I've been thinking about it. Is we're doing a point buy where they had enough points to max out all of their stats at 20, or they could buy things for the campaign. I was kind of expecting more points to get spent on campaign items, so they're higher stats, whoopsies, than I intended, but that's fine. I don't really care. We're going to make it work. So what they've chosen to do with their stats is they spent a goodly portion of them, because there were stats that they had to spend together, on buying three... I guess I should tell you why. Okay, so the basics of the campaign is they're coming into a new kingdom, which is basically going to be one city based, and they're going to take over the underworld district by district. To do that, they have to build a functioning organized crime network. For that, there are 6 lieutenants required. They bought 3 of them, and then they're going to have to go and find the rest. So they went and spent a bunch of points on 3 different lieutenants, as well as, I think, some money. Is that all you guys bought? Was lieutenants?
I bought money.
Yeah, lieutenants and money.
I had too many stats. I didn't know what you were talking about. It's like...
Yeah, I got a strength enforcer, a dex informant, and a charisma lawyer. Yeah.
Yeah, which is how I figured they... What?
They made me give up points. They made me give up 3 points.
You are indeed being very selfish. I'm glad we all can recognize this.
I'm going for an extremely mad-intensive build, and I want to take full advantage of all these points.
Yes, your character.
Now I had to do something less mad.
Your character is very buff. It has all the stonks. Congratulations.
7 charisma.
Did you have a 20 and 2 19s?
Yes. But that was going to be 3 20s.
Oh, yeah, what is everybody's lowest stat?
7.
8.
8.
All right, so...
With those 3 points, it would have been 8.
Okay, so they chose to go through Gate 3, which, since they did not buy any information about the city, because I made that something that they could buy too, they don't know where that is. Unfortunately for me, fortunately for them, interestingly for the story, it does happen to be the gate with the most money running through it. And so, as we begin, you crest the ridge of the pass and look out onto the valley of the kingdom in which you are about to go and attempt to overthrow. You see fields of wheat and grain, orchards, huge farmlands with grazing cattle, horses running, an idyllic scene for you all to ruin. And in the distance, glinting like the jewel in front of a vast ocean, is the city. 3 tiers, and in front of you, the path down to it. That's where you start.
So is it the 7 of us?
Yes. No. Your 3 that you already bought are already in the city.
Oh, okay. So we send them ahead for...
They will not gain any information. You just don't get them on the walk-in.
Oh, okay.
For plot reasons, they're in the city already.
All right.
And it is morning. Around 9 o'clock. You've eaten a broken camp and you've gotten here. So, you guys can introduce your characters and proceed from there.
Jhank? Or Jhank or Jhank?
Or Jhank. Or
But
your name.
Jhank.
How do you pronounce it?
Jhank.
No, it's just gonna flow with whatever I feel like at the time. Because the lizard folk, naming wasn't their big thing. It means hammer. But that's just how lizard folk roll.
We'll call you the Hammer.
Mm-hmm. But Jhank is a lizard folk enforcer, but he's very charismatic and has a very solid set of beliefs on how to run a family and make friends and influence people.
Yeah.
Appearance.
He is dusky green. He has a red fading to black frill on his head because lizard folks have a giant crest they can pop up.
Yeah.
He is currently in travel gear, but his preferred dress is a zoot suit for funsies.
Gotta make use of that charisma.
Mm-hmm. But right now he's just wearing standard traveling gear with a great sword and a maul strapped across his back.
Like a whole mall?
Like
a place with lots of stores, there's a food court.
If you can lift it up and hit someone with it, I expect more damage, but yes.
You have a great sword animal.
Yeah, that's right, Adam. There's no brakes on this train. You can't even...
I do already enjoy the ability just to turn towards Cameron. That alone might keep me from doing the default.
Yes, because I got 2 martial weapons, and go big or go home. I have greater weapon fighting.
Mm-hmm.
And one's for blunt damage, one's for slashing, because sometimes you need one or the other.
Alright, so that's Jhank.
I am, at this present time, Dr. Ludwig Richter, human, 5'6", 170 pounds, fair skin with like pale splotches, black, long, unkempt, greasy hair, gray eyes, sort of hunched over. A bit of a mixer of potions, sower of flesh.
Did you actually take medical? Or medicine?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course.
Right, you're trained in cook's utensils?
I'm also trained in alchemist supplies and leatherworkers' tools.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Gotta keep your stuff diverse.
Yes. I'm trained in dice. All the dice, all the time.
I got extra toolkits,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm trained as a cook. You pick the meat, I'll fry it.
What a waste of good meat.
Wait, does your obsession with that render you a vegan because everything is a part you can use?
We can use the scraps of those.
Oh, okay. Austin? Mm-hmm.
I'm Gato. I am what some might disparagingly refer to as a brute or a psychotic killer. But I am, in fact, an assassin. I just don't get paid. I do it because I like it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm here for. I heard this is a place where we can do a lot of killing, and that's pretty much all I'm here for.
We recruited you from the other deal.
And it's like, I'm an easy one. It's like, what are you here for? You're going to do some killing? I'm going to do some killing. I'm a big, burly half-orc. Pretty intimidating. Huge dude. Not greasy-haired. I'm going to say that I'm a guy who takes pride in his appearance. We're an orc that takes care of himself.
With nice arms.
Big ones, too.
Yes.
All these
useful.
high stats got to be used for something.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'm like 6'5". How tall are you? Or 6'10", yeah.
I don't know. Probably shorter than that.
Yeah, okay.
Half-orcs, I think, are supposed to tap out of regular human size. So,
Oh, I thought they were a little bit bigger.
probably. But 6'4", that's pretty big.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Let's be a tree topper.
Right. And
I don't get too hung up on the specific physicals.
and I am Mother June. I am a College of Glamour bard, and she is an Eladrin, and it's going to be for her race at least, a pretty tall and imposing woman who's a bit more statuesque in appearance, I suppose. But she has long, wavy, amber hair the color of wheat, and reddish-orange eyes the color of the leaves that fall, with fair skin. She's 6'6", 173, and...
Tall and willowy.
Mm-hmm.
So short.
Right?
I'm short, and I gave myself a hunch.
But she's currently wearing black clerical vestments with a tabard on the front that's red and orange and yellow, kind of giving the impression of flickering flames.
I'm wearing armor.
And she's got a hat.
Traveler's clothes.
I'm wearing armor.
Mm-hmm.
I am armed and armored.
Are you in like full plate or just like breast?
I can afford full plate, and nobody gets breastplate. I get scale mail.
Yeah, okay.
That's what we start.
Oh yeah, I got studded leather. That's what I got.
All you puny squishies, and you're not having actual scales to boost your defense.
Potion if I need.
I do have actual scales. See, I'm wearing them.
Yes, but mine are on my body.
What's up with your AC to?
16.
16. See, it's the same.
I got 17.
Thanks, Bar. You're topping out our ACs.
I can't wear a shield. It'd be higher if I could.
I could wear a shield. I won't.
So,
Alright, so you're at the top of the ridge. There's a path before you.
and we're just coming in with the stuff on our back, no card or anything. Have there been any bandits, or has the travel been good over this past while?
I mean, you got a little confused at the last three-way, but, I mean, it seems picking randomly worked out fine.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, makes sense.
So yeah, I guess rolling
Yeah.
to town.
Forward we go.
Yeah.
Alright, so you guys are traveling forward down the path through the fields. There's people working merrily off to either side. You see the occasional patrol ride by. There's people on wagons pulling goods in. It's a very wide road. Seems specifically designed for at least two wagons to be able to pass each other. So there's never really a time where you're in trouble one way or the other. It's completely cobbled down the main fairway.
What time of the year is this?
This is the beginning of, fall, I suppose.
So, pre-harvest, we got big vision obscuring fields, or
Yes,
flat
big
fields?
version obscuring fields.
I wonder if we're going to be stupid enough to come out here at night.
And
Well, we are seeing patrols also.
I wonder if anyone's stupid enough to come out here at night.
Mm-hmm.
You see the occasional road leading off to a different housing for workers and things of that nature. As you're traveling down the road, you see there's your main path, and then there's another path that is equally light, also paved, running off to the east. And the castle's in front of you. There is another very nicely made road running off to the east, though.
So just perpendicular.
Yeah. So you can investigate, continue forward.
We're trying to get into town, right?
Yeah.
What's the actual gate into the? What's the security on the gate into the?
You haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah, well, we can.
Yeah.
I at least continue onward.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll
Okay,
go
so
to
you
the-
have-
So
Just-
are we coming up from the south, or from the north? Which cardinal direction are we coming to the city?
Okay, so the city is. Sorry, the road ran off to the west,
Mhm.
so I went east way. You're from the south heading to the city, which is at the north.
Okay.
Alright, so we're heading north to the city, coming from the south.
Yes,
And where's the ocean?
north.
North.
As in the ocean's not between you and the city, you'd be
Yeah.
on the wrong continent then.
Oh, it could be over here.
We could just be on an island or something.
Well,
Could be a bay.
Welcome to the campaign. So who wants to start punching trees to make a boat?
no Minecraft.
not
again,
me.
I'm sorry.
Because you got to get to the city first.
I think you're best at punching.
Yes.
Okay, so you don't investigate the path, you keep going.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
can come
So,
back and investigate that
As
later.
you continue further on, about another 3 or 4 miles, you're now realizing exactly how big this hecking city was.
I mean, it's got fields out front. It's got to be kind of big.
Yeah.
And then off as you come across another road leading off to the west, also beautifully paved. Though it looks like instead of like natural stones that you would find in fields and something like that, it's quarried stones. It's leading off into mountainous region.
Nice roads.
Yeah, beautiful roads. Almost as if the city's got a lot of money that you could take horrible advantage of.
Nice.
Wait, are they actually paving it, or is it just cobbles?
It's paved.
The actual pavement's nice. Very fancy.
And then you go up to the gate. There is, as you approach the wall, you realize it must be at least 80, 90 feet tall. And you walk up to the gate, which is completely open. It's a simple portcullis on one side, and as you walk up to the gate, there's a guard on either side saying, "What's your business?"
Big walls. You think the king's overcompensating?
Probably. What's your business?
New travelers and hopeful immigrant business owners?
Yeah, it's like you probably should be talking.
We've come traveling to this city to make a new start for our lives.
All right. Welcome. Come on in.
What's it called? The city. What's the name of the city?
Lock.
Gadsden. No, I completely forgot to name the city. With King Procrastinaeus.
You say that, but that's going down to notes.
No, the king is Procrastinaeus. He's the king of gas.
This was all planned out well in advance.
Yes.
I was
So much of it was.
A lot of it was. I'm notorious for getting stupid.
It's like names.
Welcome to improvisation. Get used to it.
Oh yeah, there's going to be a bit of it. All right, so the cards let you into this kingdom, the city that you totally know the name of and knew the entire time. I didn't make up.
Oh, I figured we didn't know because we didn't buy it.
Yeah. Well, we knew there was a city there. We came. We asked the guard, "What's the name of the city?" Gaston. Okay.
See, we didn't need to spend those points. We're already learning so much.
Exactly. We
Y'all-
spent 0 points on that.
Y'all have a good time.
So help me
obliged.
with.
Can you
Not
tell
very
us where
corrupt
we
at
can
all. We didn't
find
even
an
have to bribe
inn?
them.
Oh, absolutely. Now, if you go right down this road right here, and you go down 3 streets, take a right, down 2 more streets, take a left, and there you go.
Okay. Head on in.
The inn's called the Red Stallion.
Gotcha. Thank you for your hospitality.
Oh, no problem, sugar.
I have no idea if this is a man or a woman, and we're just going to keep walking.
You don't have to put them in a box.
Of course.
You don't make assumptions here.
Yes.
You do notice that on one side is a human whom you were talking to, and the other side was a dwarf who was just sitting there, letting the human do all the talking.
Yes.
Whoa.
So, as we first come in, I am keeping an eye out to see if there are any day laborers, porters, that help take care of stuff coming in the gate.
I mean, no.
No? Oh.
Like, you're walking in, and what you mainly see is you're walking into kind of an industrial area.
Yeah.
There's places that are processing food. There's people who are, like, working further down who are moving goods further up. There's a lot of cart action going on.
Okay, so porters and carriers would be further in than this initial entrance.
Everyone you see is actively working right now.
Okay.
So they're either working on handling harvest that is coming in, handling fruit, animals, something like that. It's basically set up like a huge deposit area where the fields can come and bring their goods into the city for processing and
Gotcha.
things of that nature. So you see like a lot of, I mean, there's a mill over in one area with a beautiful little stream running by it and all that.
And just bunches of silos, I'm guessing.
Just a lot of really industrious people. If you could smell the scent of baked goods on the air. There's clearly a baker nearby making some tasty treats.
and probably just all the manure. With
Oh yeah, lots and lots of horse shit. And oxen and stuff of that nature.
But it's powerful baked goods that you smell them over.
Yeah. Cinnamon rolls just overpowered everything.
You think poop's a strong smell until you smell fresh baked bread.
Yeah.
That's a strong smell.
It does seem to be relatively clear, as if they collect the manure. And you do, in fact, see when a horse passes by and leaves droppings, a kid...
Well, right outside a farming district, yeah.
Yeah, a kid stumbles out, scoops it up, puts it in a basket, and runs off with it.
He's just stealing the poop!
He does not appear to be an urchin or anything of that nature. He appears...
No rat.
Yeah, no rat.
I'm on this side of the table now.
There is indeed no rat.
Yes.
He's got a job.
Yeah, exactly.
He had a rat.
Mm-hmm.
Job took him.
Yes.
Probably has parents now, poor bastard.
Yes. Got adopted
Alrighty.
from that orphanage.
So you have directions to a inn, and you're at the gate. Where do you guys want to go?
The inn.
Unless our lieutenants left word they're going to be somewhere else, we head off to the inn first.
All right.
Just kind of keeping an eye as I go.
Might as well.
As you guys walk down the path, you get a couple good mornings.
I greet people.
They greet you back kindly.
Yeah. Well,
And
Very friendly disposition of the city.
it seems to be. All right, so you go there, and you're at the inn. You walk into, you see an inn, and it's got a big sign with a stylized horse that is being painted red. Like there's a painter on the little sign. Not a person painting the sign, as in the sign has a painter on it.
Yes.
It's painting the horse red,
oh, okay.
with a jug lying on the ground next to it. Welcome to the Red Horse Inn.
Yes.
That's a horse of a different color.
Yes, be corrupted.
So,
You walk into the inn. It's relatively clean. It's kind of got that beer has been spilt and not cleaned up smell. Floor's a little sticky. And there's just a tired person standing at behind a bar. And otherwise, the inside of the inn is relatively cleared out.
well, it is like
It's about
10 in the morning.
Yeah, it's morning.
yeah. It's probably around noon when you actually get there.
Okay.
So, still a decent couple-hour trek from the path to the city, then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Walk up to the counter.
Hi there, how y'all doing? Welcome to the Red Pony Inn. He seems to perk up as soon as you walk in, like the lack of people was what was causing his exhaustion.
What was
Right.
a horse?
You got rooms.
Horse, stallion, pony,
Oh,
salt
yeah, actually I do. How many you need?
One?
How large are the rooms?
I mean, depends on how friendly y'all are.
Well, I'll take my own room. Do you have anything with a window facing the front?
Yes, we do.
How much would a week be?
2 rooms for a week, just 2?
Let's make it 3.
Alright, 3 rooms for the week. That's gonna run you, let's see here, 2 copper a day. That includes breakfast. And so for the week, that'll be, let's see here, we got 7 days and 3 rooms. It's 21.
Yeah.
42 copper.
That's good arithmetic.
Give him 5 gold.
Oh,
that seems like more than 40.
Wait, how is 42 copper? 42 copper is 5 silver?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I give him 1 gold.
oh, thank you kindly. You want me to put
Still-
this on a tab for you?
Sure, and if any of them need it.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. My math is off here, isn't it?
5 gold. Well, yes, sir.
Your rooms are too cheap.
Yes, and
Well,
as,
welcome to Adventurer, buddy.
as you lay it down, you notice that he already has keys arranged on the table, and says, "Let me know if y'all need anything."
Do you have a bath here?
Yes, we do. It comes with the. Did I tell you? Yeah, there's a bath. It's down at the end of the hall on your rooms. Yours is in the front. Then your two are at the other end.
All right.
Take my key and find my room.
Yes.
Yeah, yours has the keys have like a 1 on it with looks like a horse leg for a 1. Like a
That's
badly
theming. Attempted theming.
It's really badly made, but you can tell there's a lot of heart in it. And when you get up there, all the doors appear to be attempted to be painted red, but it was some time ago. The paint job wasn't great. And it's fading, but when you turn the keys, the locks and everything on the doors work perfectly. The door opens without a squeak, and you walk into a nicely appointed, fairly clean room.
Set a few things down in the bed, close the door. I just sort of search the room.
Okay.
I'll go to, I guess, our room, throw our stuff down, and go to the bathroom and, wash off the road.
Adam, what's your perception?
Passive. Oh, I'm gonna write that down. Let's see here. +2. Do I have that? I do not. So 12.
Oh, you find a silver. When you were searching the room, you just looked under the bed and there was just a silver lying on the floor.
I close the door to our room and I pick the lock.
Okay.
I want to see how good the locks are.
It's a DC 20 lock.
They're pretty good.
They're actually...
I follow the pics. Well, you're nice locks.
It's a really weird combination of certain things he does poorly and other things he does incredibly well.
Yeah, that's what I was concerned about. Those are pretty good locks.
It's like slightly poor cleaning and painting, great, maintenance on the locks and doors.
Yeah, the maintenance is top shelf, but he's not really good at making things
Hey,
appear
man, we can
nice.
take that lock with us when we leave.
Yes. Just steal the entire door. I bet you didn't lock these pins in.
Open the curtains.
There is... Let's see here. Yeah, you're looking out on a noonday street. Hardly any noise.
Which is surprising given how close we were to that industrial issue.
The windows do not open.
Yeah.
Do we have a window in our room?
You do not.
We do not have a window.
We don't have to trap a window for, midnight thieves or assassins.
Yeah, but you also don't get to creepily stare out into the streets.
And you gotta understand that invasions at night ain't really so much a detriment as an opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
But that's coming to you.
Yeah, it's going to you. Saves you the trouble. It's like delivery.
And also, it gives you that awesome, self-defense.
Yeah,
They attacked me in
That was
my room at
self-defense.
night. It was stabbed 37 times in the face. And maybe there are drag marks on the stairs up to my room. But he came in here.
Yeah, your mugger's assaulting you. He's in his bed. He's sleeping. He is assaulting you.
You must defend yourself.
Okay, so it's afternoon, first day in town. You all have your rooms. What you gonna do?
Well,
I mean, y'all the boss.
well, our first order of business would be trying to either contact our lieutenants or start looking for new ones as far as being able to fill out our roster.
Yeah. I figure first day, take a walk around the city, find our lieutenants. Then tomorrow, my plan was to hit up the different inns to see if they have any dice games going, and talk about dice and how gambling is in this area. And during the day, just find a day labor position, talk to the people to see what the disposition of this area is. Best way to know a city is to know how the little man on the totem pole enjoys life.
Mm-hmm.
Or doesn't.
Shortly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, being able to find out what they care about and what kind of problems they're having is definitely going to be
Or who they
useful.
look up to and stuff like that.
Yeah, that too. Say that'll all be good information.
Mm-hmm. So that's my first day and rest of the week planned out. Unless
Okay,
something
so
comes
are
up.
you going out to do that right now?
Yeah, I'm putting on my zoot suit, going out and just exploring this district, I guess.
Okay, so you're exploring the district, just staring creepily out the window.
For a little bit, but that doesn't take too long. I'll get back to that in the evening. We were kind of approaching the city from a bit of an upper sort of down towards the valley.
Came over.
Did it seem, because you referenced them districts, did it seem like just the overall thing, like there were like different like inner walls that are dividing?
Nope.
Okay.
I mean, it's a tiered city.
So yeah, other than those three, but yeah.
There's 3 tiers to the city that you saw walking in. But you did not see any inner walls splitting up those areas.
Okay. So these were arbitrary lines. If you don't go past this street, then you're over in that area.
I mean, they're districts or zones, but it's primarily like just locations where business is happening.
Yeah.
So like,
I spend time, again, like him explaining to see, but I am more trying to just sort of get that feel of, if I can, what this area is, and if I'm able to see what's adjoining it.
Oh, okay. So you're also trolling
Yeah.
around.
Yeah, but I'm more trying to sort of see where do things change.
Okay. So you're looking for like where residential would be as opposed to industrial and stuff of that nature.
Yep.
Okay. Vic, you're murdering people, I assume. I don't know. What are you doing? for the rest of the
Nobody's
day?
told me what to do, so I'm going to go wander around in the city and
Okay.
absolutely not get into trouble.
So you're wandering around the city, not looking for trouble.
I'm going to see if I can get hired on as muscle for an existing crime syndicate.
Okay, so you're incognito kind of wandering.
Kinda.
You're incognito as yourself. They just don't know who you are.
I'm new to town. I want to bust heads.
Well, that's the thing.
This is all true.
I go find some guys, I know cities. I sniff around.
Okay, so you're going to travel around the city searching for where
Criminals hang out.
crime in this area would be. And Mother June, what you doing?
I'm going to go out and see if I can find somebody who would be willing to play tour guide for me.
All right, so you're specifically looking for a person.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to need a gather information check from you,
What kind of
or investigation
investigation?
will also work.
Yeah, investigation's the gather information of 5th edition.
So 21?
Okay, you walk downstairs and just walk right up to the proprietor of the Red Horse and say, "You wouldn't happen to know anyone who could lead me around, do you?"
Yeah, I'm looking for someone to give me a tour of the city since I'm new.
"Oh, sure thing, sweetheart. Hey, Jake." A boy comes walking up from the back and says, "That's not my name." And he goes, "Yes, it is. I watched you born, boy. This is just a curse. Yeah, whatever. Help this lady out. Help this nice lady around, look around the city. At least it's new." And Jake comes up. He's about 10 or 12 years old.
His name's Jake or
Jake.
Jake.
Yep. Jeeps. You human boy?
Yes.
He was cursed?
He keeps saying that.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
So my name's not Jake. This is
According to the information you have, his name is Jape and has told his father that's not his name, to which his father replied, "That's not my name, I've been cursed." And his father says, "That's your name, I watched you born, boy."
Which will be a really interesting thing. If it's a curse, everyone just thinks your name's this. That is your curse now. That's not my name.
So I'll go with him and ask him.
It is.
So so you've been cursed?
Don't worry about it, I'm sure it will wear off eventually.
Well,
Where would you like to go?
that would be the question. I'm new in town, so I'm not sure. Where would you go?
Oh, I can show you all the best places.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, so we'll start off with Nick, and then I'll go through all of you after that. Okay, so you're going around just looking for things.
Yeah,
and,
just-
like maybe a job.
Yeah.
Honest work, though.
Yeah, I definitely head by where I think day laborers would be. It's like I want to get a job set up for tomorrow morning. But then I'm also looking for just inns that I'm going to hit later tonight.
Okay, as you look around the area, you see that there's some bars, there's some taverns. There's no other inns other than the Red Horse
Okay.
in the general area. There are, like I said, bars and taverns, more towards the outskirts of like where the industrial parks are. So, like, as you're looking around for day laborers, right now it being noon,
Yeah.
they're at lunch.
Yeah. So just shout out a couple.
Yeah,
of,
as you're walking past, you see inns and food stalls are doing a pretty brisk business.
Yeah. So yeah, just
And if you like are walking past the fields, as you walk around, about an hour passes, and you notice like everyone's either back at work or hurrying to get back to work, including a very tousled-looking young man who comes running out of a house, running out, and you see a woman smiling coyly up in the window. And an old man just shakes his head as he runs past and goes, "Newlyweds."
just there for an afternoon delight. Back when they're still at lunch, I will approach a group of what seem to be workers and just ask, "Hey, I'm new in town. I'm looking to get a job. Could you tell me where to go tomorrow morning that is hiring?"
Big fella like you?
Yeah.
Well, I think the arborist could use some help down at the orchard. Go talk to the foreman. Oh, Bocephus, what's his name? Are you starting to get the flavor of the city, Adam?
At least this district, who knows?
Another man looks up from what's clearly a chilled tea, probably sweetened.
Like God intended.
Shigawada. And says, "Whose name?" He goes, "The guy who does the apples." "Oh, that's Jeb. Jeb Cornsprocket? Yeah, Jeb Cornsprocket. That's who you're looking for.
Okay.
A little feller. Look down, you'll find him."
Okay. Like,
And they give you basic directions out towards into the orchard, where he probably would be around this time of day, overseeing wagons being loaded.
okay. It's like, do that, and as I'm going from different tavern to
Okay, so do you go and talk to that guy, or are you going to different taverns?
different taverns, I'll go talk to that guy tomorrow morning. I'll just get up at dawn and head on down.
Okay. So you go to different taverns to ask other questions?
Yeah, I was just asking, where's the best place to find a friendly game of dice in the evening?
Oh, friendly?
Yeah.
Well, if you go over about 15 blocks, there's a tavern called the Ragged Horse.
They like their horses around here.
I didn't say anything.
They do dice games every now and again, though really the thing you want to look for there is when they're doing the races, there's a bookie out there does bets, and he's real honorable.
Yeah, that's good. Ragged Horse and stuff for that. A lead on gambling man.
As you're walking past all these bars, you notice that horses are a thing here. There's a lot of horse...
Puns and...
Not puns, but like a lot of horse kind of names. There's like special drinks like the Derby's Gallop.
My observation was when you were describing all of the normal, this is the thing you do for, like the kind of farming for that produces crops and all. You know, whether it's cattle, which produces meat and milk, or the vegetables. You mentioned horses with those.
Yes.
I took notice of that. I was like,
Kentucky,
horses?
I was like, I've heard very good things about horse meat. I've never tried it, but I wouldn't be opposed to trying it at some point.
They don't eat the horses, Nick.
It's in there with the cattle and other things. It's horses. Obviously,
they may just not have tried it yet.
I'm not saying he's some pre-corruption. Just saying if one died, you're going to eat it.
Yeah.
Just saying, if you ask where the horse meat's at, you're going to get some, like, almost hostile looks.
But no.
Well, I mean, some of them die occasionally. What do you do with the meat? Just throw it away? Be wasteful. Gotta eat it.
So from that, I take it this district or zone has horse racing, or horse racing takes place
just
somewhere
said that.
nearby. I know where the bookie is.
Do you ask him about horse racing? He
Yeah.
goes, oh, you don't know about the derbies?
No.
Every Sunday, there's a derby going on, and sometimes they do things where they got like little chariot buggies behind them, and sometimes it's just long races, short races. They do all sorts of horse racing out there. Heck, we get real bored, we race dogs.
That's good to hear. What is today?
Today?
I've been on the road a long time.
Today's Wednesday.
Today's Wednesday. Gotcha. Thank you.
No, Wednesday.
Wednesday. Okay.
Yeah, not Wednesday.
I mean, I guess you can talk fancy if you want to. Y'all ain't from around here, are you?
No. So yeah, it's like I found where to try to get a job tomorrow morning, and that there's gambling, and their big, gambling thing is horse racing and other such things.
And the big draw for gambling houses is mainly the horse races.
Ah, yes, horse racing. One of the most famous, upstanding gambling sports.
Yes. Be unfortunate if you found some way to take advantage and or sabotage that.
Horse racing, notoriously upstanding and completely above board.
What if you,
No one can
what if
fix
you
this.
hurt a horse? Like, horses get injured.
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
One's colicky. This one suddenly has drugs in its system. Who knows?
Stuff happens all the time.
Yes, given that our biggest horse race in the United States they had to pull the winner for drugs. It's like, yeah, this is your above board highest stakes thing, and
Yeah.
that guy had drugs in his system.
I mean, they do that on, Olympics have that issue too. Let's not act like this is surprising. The horse didn't go out and take drugs. It's not the horse's fault. The horse isn't just a notorious coke fiend that they couldn't keep contained.
We don't know that.
He didn't gallop wild and just assault a...
Drug dealer. Now I'm imagining how
His
much...
trainer didn't have to go and drag him out of the crack house to get
You
to
got
the
a
races
race
on
to get
time.
to.
I'm not.
I'm just imagining how much cocaine a horse could suck up in those giant noses.
I'm not letting you out of the stable with anything larger than a 20.
I'll make that work, boss.
And now I'm just thinking of awakened horses. Thanks.
Yeah, Druid telling all the horses, hey, horse, if you win that race, they're going to eat whoever wins the race. Just tell it to all the horses except one.
You'll proven yourself to be the best horse, the most delicious horse.
Yeah, that's what they want.
Okay, so you just travel and are talking to people for the rest of the day. You don't really find out anything new other than there is a plentiful amount of tea sweetened with honey, which is relatively inexpensive. Like the average worker can get honey.
That's good. So they must have
there's-
aviaries somewhere in those giant fields.
Must have. There is, as far as alcohol selection, there's a lot of mead and ciders. Beer is expensive.
With all that wheat stuff out there?
Where's the hops, Nick? There's no hops, Nick.
Okay,
Yeah, how dare Nick not know the finer points of making beer?
Yes.
Of all the people at the table, he doesn't know.
But I was like, wait a minute, you could just make booze out of straight wheat? And I'm like, wait, that's not beer.
No, that's not beer.
That's
What
not
I'm
beer.
guessing spirits are fine.
Yes, there are a couple
what is
different
that?
types
Rye?
of bourbons
What
and or
is
whiskeys
just
floating
straight
around.
wheat alcohol?
There's some psycho out in a different district that you hear
Potatoes,
about who's
vodka.
playing with peat, but that's just dirt.
Yeah.
Moonshine?
Yes, white lightning.
Yeah, you probably
Straight
make
green
moonshine.
alcohol.
Yeah, that's unaged.
Methanol.
Yes. What is this for? Getting you effed up.
Getting you
What?
blind.
What else? Just that.
I mean, you could clean your engine with it if you felt like wasting it.
What engine?
I don't know. Evidently, we're getting a horse's
Your
trot
horse.
now.
Yeah, apparently.
You clean up the
Okay,
horse.
so that's Nick's day. We'll just go around. Adam, your day. You stare out the window like a creeper. 15-20 minutes sound about right?
Yeah.
All right, then you walk out and you start methodically gridding out. And you notice this city isn't a grid. There's like lots of twists, lots of turns. It's like the city planner took a day off and someone played with his the lines of the city.
No, that was the city player's job. It's to discourage invasion. You have to go through all these twisty roads. You can't just go straight shot to the castle.
Okay, neat. So, as you wander around, you notice that there are generally a couple inns, eateries, and a bakery. Then maybe a blacksmith or a farrier, depending upon where you are, and then you get into residential areas surrounding this. And this time of day, you see either kids running around, or people minding little gardens in front, or if it's like a tenement building, there's usually a little garden or a plot off to the side where they're growing like their kitchen herbs and things of that nature. You being an alchemist, you walk by, you go, okay, there's some rosemary, thyme, basil, occasionally there's lots of mint. Pretty much everyone's got mint growing. Occasionally you will see something like someone will have garlic or onions or tomatoes growing, but primarily it's just kitchen herbs.
Now I'm just thinking, given the derby and everything else, is the actual drink of choice in here mead or mint juleps?
You didn't order anything.
No, I didn't, but it's like, when I think derby, I think mint juleps, just muddled mint and alcohols and sugar. I have no idea what goes into a mint julep besides mint.
I mean, sugar, alcohol, mint. I know there's other things. They're delicious. I've never made one, but I've had more than my fair share.
Yeah, they're good.
How much notice do people pay as I just sort of walk down?
They notice you pretty much instantly.
Okay.
You're walking where their kids are playing.
Okay.
People notice you. Generally, there's old men who are sitting out there. Some of them are missing arms or legs. Some of them are whole and just old as shit. And it's all races. You see elves, you see dwarves, you see everyone kind of living together and making their best life. You see half-orc children playing with human children and dwarven children and
Abominations.
Yeah.
Chaos. Cats and dogs.
Any
living
centaurs?
together.
Are there any centaurs? Just given the city's popularity, I'm just like...
It is a playable race now.
Yeah.
It's like, what? Who's that? What, isn't that a centaur? We don't talk about them. That's a bad part of history.
You see one walking down the street handing out parcels. Like he has a cart attached to him that he's dragging down the street, and he seems to be wearing some nature of official uniform as he's handing out things. And he's greeting everyone by name. At one point, a woman goes, "Man, you look hotter than a grasshopper on a dry skillet. Would you like yourself a nice cup of tea?" And she brings him out some tea. And he has one and chats with them a bit before he continues on his way.
Reporting to his superiors for slacking.
I don't get the impression that they would mind.
Report him to his superiors for refusing a lady's tea.
And as you're watching, you do see...
Report him to superiors for complaining the tea had too much sugar in it.
There you go.
And you do see two guards strolling by.
Okay.
They seem to be coming back from work, and they split off and go into their respective homes. One of them has a family. The other one seems to be a bachelor. You know, in case you're murdering.
It's the first day.
I am
definitely making questions to try and figure out information for the future. Bachelor.
Yeah. Kill him on the first day. That's an amateur move, unless of course they're asking for it. In which case, you know.
And
gotta
as
keep
you're
it
walking
real.
by, there does seem to be a central. There's like every about 10 houses or so. There seems to be like an enlargement in the road, and there's a well there, or some nature of water pump. Usually, it's people talking about how obnoxious it is that the baby keeps going through all these diapers and they're washing up and all that. And there's seems to be a place for washing up and like a drain there that's carrying the filth away. So the stench is actually relatively low. The thing you're smelling the most of is like the lavenders, the mints, all the herbs from everything. The scent, it actually smells pretty fresh for a big city.
So the sewage system is separate from the water intake system?
It is.
Oh man, that's clever. Not everybody thinks about that, but that's clever.
Not everyone considers that the stuff I drink might not be as the same as the stuff I put up my butt.
Yeah.
I want to keep those separate. That's a leap that takes some.
I don't know how you poo, but it usually doesn't go up.
Well, that's fuck. Some cities, they don't think about that so much. They're just like, mix the two. It's fine. It's both water.
Water is water.
Water is water. It's fine. Very progressive.
But I'll make sure to head back towards the inn before sun really starts to set.
Okay, so you're back at sunset. You're also back at sunset, yes? Okay, Vic, you're off martyring.
No, I'm looking for work.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
You're off looking for work. What you... Okay, investigation.
Murdering.
I'm
Trying to find a job, not murder.
I don't know if
Not yet. Get paid
Day
first.
one.
Get paid first. Do I know the city well enough to get my Urban Explorer bonus?
You do not yet.
Didn't think so.
You have to have your full guild made up before that can happen.
15.
15. Okay. You're traveling around and you mainly notice a lot of people getting along disgustingly well.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It seems to be a relatively tight-knit area. And as you wander further and further out, you see starts getting a little seedier. So you walk for about, I don't know, almost an hour, truthfully. And you notice that you're, like, you don't see as many smiles. The greetings are not quite as loud. There's not people sitting out on their front stoop enjoying a nice cup of tea. Doors close a little quicker, windows shut a little tighter. And as you travel through that area, you find a bar. It's not really, it's got like half of a sign. It seems like they got cleaved off. All you see is a horse's head on the bar.
Oh, look, is it still horses? Yeah, it's still horses.
It's still horses.
Oh, sure, let's go inside that bar.
The Horsehead Bar?
Alright, you walk in and it's dirty, much dirtier than the Red Horse.
That's
And it seems like cloaks are in fashion. It is pretty stereotypically seedy. There's a lot of people.
a bartender?
There is a bartender, and it is a big fuck-off half-orc.
Cool. I walk up, I sit down, grunt at him.
He grunts back,
I go,
and then he goes and puts a drink in front of you.
I ain't got no money.
Takes the drink away.
I was like, I'm broke, I'm big, I ain't that smart. If I wanted to get into some business, what would you suggest?
He takes the drink and goes. He takes your drink and drinks it, and puts the mug down below. He goes, well, weren't you looking for work in an unsavory fashion, I assume?
Just a man trying to do his own business. Now.
Oh, of course. Well, I mean, you could go and talk to one of the fixers.
Well, where they at?
Well, usually they come in here or one of the other bars in this area at night. They usually show up 10 to 11 o'clock after they've done their business, but I don't rightly ask their names nor keep track of their comings and goings. I'd recommend you not do the same. But if you are back in here around that time and one's in, I'll point him out to you and let him make the decision as to whether or not y'all gonna talk.
Alright.
Next time, come back with money, though.
You gotta pay me. You got somebody you need kicked out?
You
Give me a copper, I'll leave.
drink the beer, kick your ass out. He puts a beer on the and expects you to throw yourself out after you get done drinking it and come back with money next time.
I drink that beer, and I walk my way out.
Oh. Services paid?
I'll take myself out, yeah. I go back to the inn where we've got a tab.
Yeah. That's probably wise. Alright, you walk about an hour back.
I love that you're broke, and I'm just like, I have this money.
Yeah. So it's about... It's about 3 now. There's a couple people in there, and the old man is smiling pretty happily, chatting with people, wandering around, getting drinks.
I'd day drink on the tab.
Okay, the tab is gone.
The whole tab? How expensive are these drinks?
That was like 5.
They're at 3. You're drinking till 10.
I mean, eventually these people get back first.
I mean,
we nod at you. We don't yell at you to stop drinking.
I don't know. I don't know how much money it was. It was like an extra gold, right?
it was an extra 3 silver.
Oh, I guess
or extra
oh.
5 silver.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
not too much. Okay, yeah.
Well, given that a tab and breakfast for all of us was 5 silver, that seemed like
Well,
double
I
a
did
week's thing.
All right.
If that takes a tab,
Do
it
you-
takes a tab.
Do you drink literally till 10?
I mean, nah, I'll have to be at least a little sober by that time.
Okay, I'll leave y'all 3 silver on the tab. You drank 2 silver of it, and you drank. It's about 8 o'clock when you get done drinking. Okay, Ryan,
Yes.
you and Jet are. He's taking you around and he shows you the local bakery and says they have some of the best sausage rolls and apple pies. And then he takes you around and he shows you a stable where they got some very fine horses that you can rent and or buy.
Oh,
But if you rent one, you have to give them the full cost of the horse, and when you bring it back, you get your money back less the rental fee. And also, if anything, you get the horse damaged, you don't get that money back.
Modern deposits.
Yeah, you basically pay like more than the horse is worth, and then you get back the difference. Kind of.
and so how much is a horse worth?
Oh, you walk in there and check?
Yeah.
They got anything. It depends. If you're just doing local stuff, like as in a horse that will not leave the city, he shows you a line of horses. They're relatively beaten down, kind of nags, but they'll get you where you need to go in the city. Those cost a gold for the day, and when you bring it back, you get 5 silver back. So it costs 5 silver to basically rent one for the day, and they are marked. And they tell you right up front, if you try to leave the city with them, you get arrested for horse thievery. Because that you can't leave the city with them. The ones that you leave the city with, you're looking at between 10 to 100 gold, depending upon the quality of horse.
Okay.
And it goes from those ugly nags up to truly beautiful stallions. That, like, even if you were not a big fan of horses, you look at it and go, damn, that's a mighty fine horse. Some big and strong, some smaller but fast, some with great stamina. Basically, whatever you need, they got a horse for you.
Say, horses are quite important to the city entirety, or just this particular?
The whole city seems to be relatively horse mad.
Okay. I didn't know if this was localized to this particular district or.
Well, like is each zone a Jersey, a Kentucky, a New York? Like each one is their own regional thing.
Well, you wouldn't know because you haven't been out of the zone.
Exactly.
He knows for a fact that everyone seems to have the same accent.
Okay.
Alright, well, just curious. So who handles the horse breeding? Is that farmers out in the yonder or where?
Oh, that's the good Duke.
Good Duke?
Yeah, good Duke Fairhair. At which point his wife says, "You know that's not how it's pronounced." What? Stop telling new people weird names for things.
Oh,
At which point he rolls his eyes at what appears to be his wife behind him in a bit of a huff, He goes, "It's Fanheim."
But is it still spelled fair?
It is not.
And he's the premier breeder of horses in the city?
Oh, he controls pretty much all the horse breeding. He does the racing. It's leastways the fancy racing. We're allowed to do our standard low racing, but we don't get the real good thoroughbreds or anything like that. It's a good way to work your way up to being a big famous jockey, though. Well, not big, but a famous jockey.
Huh? I get it.
He's probably one of
where does
become a small
if
person?
I wanted to look into talking to him about horse breeding, where would abouts I find him?
I imagine Noble's district, or with the king, or out in his manor out east.
Oh, so
Now you know where that big road leads to.
okay.
Yeah, the west.
That was to the west, yeah.
What?
I think there was one to the east
west
and one to the east.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
The horses are in the east. The west road leads into the mountains.
okay.
See, we didn't have to pin no points yet.
Yeah, so
Just gaining information left and right.
Well,
there's
you
a
gain
pass
that
to the south and a pass to the west. Is there not one in the east?
There, you don't know.
Yeah.
You
Well-
came from the south.
Yes. I did not know if we could see another mountain over here.
There's mountains all around you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We're like in a valley.
Yeah, you're pretty much in a bowl.
So we got a path
Like
to
no
the
arms.
east that goes off to the nobles district, and a path to the west that veers
No,
off into the mountain.
the path to the east goes off into the dukedom of Fairhaven.
Okay.
Then he's either there in the kingdom, in the palace, or in the nobles district somewhere. They assume, which would be in the city.
So either it is dukedom or somewhere in one of the noble districts in the city.
Mm-hmm. When you're up on the pass looking down into the valley where this is, it's probably 200 or 300 miles in like square mileage.
Well, when we
It's
were
a big freaking valley.
when we were approaching the city, we did notice that it was split into different tiers, since it was a 3-tiered city. You said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So presumably the nobles are going to be either at the top or in the just fanciest area in general.
Yeah.
That would be the best guess. Alright, so got some information about where his dukedom is, and that he controls the horses, the horse breeding and derby races, and that he either spends his time in his own area or in the nobles district.
Yeah, and as you're being led around, the kid gives you a lot of really useless information, such as, you know, that kid broke one of the windows. The kid over there broke the window in the house once and got spanked in the front yard by his mama. Like, a lot of kid style gossip. But you have a very good idea of like where the best pies are and all of like the food areas, and you know, that place delivers mead to daddy, that kind of stuff.
So he does bring up that whatever he saw, the kid getting spanked out in the front. Is that something unusual? Do parents tend to discipline their
He
kids in private?
considered it noteworthy.
Yeah, and it's just like so.
Kids getting spanked is not unusual. The fact that he got spanked in front of God and everyone was at least noteworthy, which means he either didn't like the kid very much, so he thought everyone should know about his humiliation, or it's something that you would handle your dirty laundry inside.
Makes sense.
They try not to air family business kind of thing.
I ask him, so who would you consider, I'm asking the little kid, who would be the big shots in town, the real big important people that you see that are around here?
Well, I mean, Daddy says the place don't run without the mead. And he pointed, when you were walking past, he said, that's where we get our meat from. It was the Honeysuckle Meatery, which has beautiful honeysuckle vines climbing up the side of the building. It smells great.
Just filled with bees. Bees everywhere.
Yeah, you have, as of yet, not really seen any bees.
I ask him, so where do they get the honey?
From the honey people? I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Honey. So it's not bees, it's honey people.
Let's be fair, D&D has some weird races. I'm sure we could find giant bee people. We have giant ant people.
It's the almighty Kilmu.
The honey golems.
The giant,
You have control!
the giant beetles that people milk. It tastes just like cow's milk, but it's not. It's beetle milk.
It's your world.
Yeah.
You want to
There
mess it
is
up.
no Kilmu here.
Not here.
Kilmus are expressly underdark stock animals.
No, Kilmus were something that our dear friend David said, for my game, can you make some creatures? And I kept making off-the-walls weird creatures, and one of them was the mighty Kilmu. That was a ladybug the size of a cow that was Holstein in color and pattern, except it was red and black, and it gave meat and milk that tastes like cow milk, but everyone knows it's not. And he kept saying, no, that's dumb.
Because he's an intelligent person.
No imagination.
And for the record, that was almost 20 years ago. And what's still here? The almighty Kilmu. Who's not here?
Mercurial golems.
Mercurial Golems, that's right. Whoever you came up with.
The slime subtype.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
But I ask him if do the people around here, do they go to any specific church on any particular day of the week?
I mean, as they wish.
No, okay. So it's not anything that. I mean, does your family go somewhere?
I mean, not really. We have an altar in Daddy's room, but I was told not to play in it. Because that's a place for just daddies and mommies.
Gotcha. Well, I'd say, so he takes me around to the bakery, takes me to whatever the horse place, points out the meatery to me, and shows me where other kids have been having life experiences.
Yes, they got learned, but you get the general store kind of in the area. It's really basic goods. It's more household goods, not really what you would need out of a general store. This is very much so kind of like a bedroom community kind of thing where everyone who lives in this area tends to work in this area and doesn't really leave this area. They work here, they work out in the fields. But in general, it seems like this is mainly a relatively close-knit little part of the city where it's just where anyone who works fields or stuff of that nature tends to live, or basic city jobs. You also see a centaur pulling a huge thing of packages behind him, wearing a neat, nifty little uniform, clip-clopping down the street, handing out packages.
I'll go ahead and approach him.
Got a package?
No. I was just wanted to greet you. Hello, my name is Mother June. I'm a recent arrivee to the town.
Oh, hi, welcome.
I was just wanting to greet you and to get to know people around here.
Oh, well, nice to meet you.
And
my name is Sagittarius.
pleasure to meet your acquaintance.
I do mail carrying 3 times a week.
I imagine that you're pretty familiar with the streets of this city. If
Well, at least ways my route.
say if I get lost and I come across you, would it be okay if I asked you for directions sometime?
Oh, of course. But again, a little Jep won't lead you wrong, would you, Jep? That's not my name. I've been cursed. No, you haven't, boy.
He's been doing a fantastic job so far.
Not surprising. Always reliable. Rascal gets in the weirdest places.
He's told me quite a tale. It's been a lot of fun getting to know people.
All right, well, you have a nice day. I'm running a little behind.
Nope. You as well.
As he claps off. He does go into the meadery and he actually walks in through the door with his full cart.
Yeah,
well, it's actually mostly empty by this point.
Yeah, but I have to imagine a lot of these places have more industrial entrances. So.
Oh, doors open nice and wide. He just walks in.
So I ask him what he wants to be called.
Oh, just call me Jeb. No one ever believes me anyways. Don't know who you're talking about.
Right. Well, Jeb, do you have any other places that you'd want to show me?
Not really. Can I go?
Say, well, one last question before. If you wanted to go and get away from people, if you wanted to go and hide, where would you go?
Gives you that side eye.
He kind of looks at you and he goes, well, I mean, I've got my places.
It's like, I can't tell you, then you would know where to find me.
If I was going to hide from my parents, which I never would because I'm a good son.
No. I'm like, I say, and it's like, just, it's for no reason in particular. You can trust me. I won't reveal your secret. And I'm
sure, lady I just met.
But with all these charisma.
Oh, you're actually rolling. Okay.
Yeah, she's a nice old lady.
Yeah, I'm gonna try
nice young lady.
Try to persuade him. So I get a 22.
Yeah. He goes, promise you won't tell?
Swear.
Well, in between the stable and the house behind it, there's an alley that's pretty much blocked off, but you can get into it, and he describes the way that you can crawl through a small... It wouldn't be difficult for a child. You'd be able to get through it, but there'd be some unladylike behavior required, wriggling and the like.
Sure.
And he describes there's an alley down there that's about probably 10 to 15 feet wide and about 25 to 30 feet long that's just an empty space in between those two areas that no one seems to really go in there or know about.
A little forgotten lot.
Yeah, pretty much.
You get that when the property lines get a little messy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Well, I thank you for showing me around town. I appreciate it. Is there anything that I can do for you as a return gift?
I mean, payment.
You could pay me.
You could pay me.
Yeah, well, I'll give him 10 silver.
That's
gold?
That's a lot of money.
Oh, silver then?
It's like, remember, our inn for the week was 5 silver. You gave him double the inn's entire upkeep for all of us.
To be fair, that's a great idea. Let this kid buy out his father.
Also, 10 silver's just a gold. Or is it 100? No, it goes up in
10?
increments of 10. Yeah.
It should be 10.
Yeah, he's like, thanks, miss, and goes and runs off, and you just hear... Actually, roll a perception check.
Okay.
As this man goes buys all the pies.
7.
7? Okay, yeah, you don't hear anything. You hear someone shouting, you hear his, it sounds like people are loud voices, gleeful, as he runs off.
Okay, yeah.
As in, he's, running off to his friends.
Wait a second. I'm pretty sure that's...
What you looking for?
Actually, go ahead and throw a wisdom save in there. This should be fun.
Oh, okay.
It's always a great thing to hear, isn't it?
By the way, make a save.
21.
You noticed that as he had been talking to you, there were times that he explained things to you or said things to you or answered your questions, and you do not remember what he said nor the question you asked. You're pretty sure he has been cursed.
So I got gaps in my memory. Anything that I have to take note of what I've written down?
Nope.
Okay.
You are aware that there are gaps about topics that you discussed with him that you no longer remember, or things that he brought up that you can't remember either.
Interesting, though.
You like look at the mirror and you just see goes womp 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 womp. I'm pretty sure I didn't ask him that.
Well, you just kind of noticed there were parts like 20 minutes of your walk. You know you were talking to him about something, but for the life of you, you can't remember what it is. And you know that that's
driving.
odd.
That's just autopilot. Don't worry about it. Your body does it sometimes.
Yeah.
You don't worry about it. Your body does autopilot sometimes. It's fine. You got there safe, didn't you? Just trust that your body knows what it's doing.
Mm-hmm. Be like Dustin, just sleep your way to work.
Yeah, it's fine. just 1 or 2 minutes here and there. It's fine.
I mean, I can now that I work here, but
Yes.
After he runs off, I'll go ahead and head back to the
Alright.
Red Horse.
You make it back, and you're also noticing it was later than you anticipated, and then you realize, oh, I really did lose a lot of time of things that we discussed. Because you make it back around 8 o'clock when the light starts getting... Sun's getting real low there, big guy. Okay, so you're back around 8. You're back probably 5 to 7.
depending on time of year, yeah, probably a little earlier because I'm aiming to get back before this, while it's just starting to get dim.
Okay, yeah, you're back about 7 o'clock.
Okay.
You're probably around the same time. You're still drinking at 7. So you're back. You have the evening to plan for. You go at, I assume, like 8:39 to be there around 10.
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
As I get back, I would mention to him, hey, when everyone gets back, I want to discuss.
Yes, I'd also like to have a chat.
Alright, well then, yeah, I got a little bit of time.
Yeah. So we're all here at 8.
Around 8 when he gets back is when we go to one of the rooms to discuss.
Like, compare notes.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
So I looked around a bit. People are sickening.
Yeah, they're real nice around here. Trusting sort of folk. Trusting sort of folk.
However, I found a residential area that seems to share a well.
Every 10 houses have wells.
Yeah.
Poison all the wells.
Well, one has to assume they go down into a communal cistern.
Yeah, is what it seemed like.
But
Cholera.
I don't see the money in cholera. But I did find out where the local gambling is, and that honey and horses is a big thing around here.
They do. Their existing criminal dudes appear to use intermediaries, so I'm going to meet with some middlemen and think really hard about killing them and try and get a job.
Okay, I'm gonna hit up the gambling hall tonight, see what the bookies are like and what I can find there.
As far as, yes, it does seem that both horses and mead are important commodities here. The horse breeding, as well as the high-end derby races that are being used for the more expensive gambling with the stallions and such, is being run by the good Duke Vanheim, who has his own dukedom that goes off to the east.
You do understand that the good duke is not part of his title. That's just the guy calls him a good duke.
Yeah.
As in he is well liked.
Yeah, and I explained that essentially it's his impression, but it's the Duke Vanheim who controls the horse breeding and the derby races.
I'm guessing these are the ones I'm going to check out are low in derby races. But
Probably, but this is the guy who spends most of his time either on his own property or in the higher tiered nobles areas.
one of the things I did hear is that the bookie I'm going to meet with is at least one guy said trustworthy. I'm going to scope him out, see if he's any good. Maybe something we can look into, see if we can hire him.
Where at?
Tell him the name of the bar I'm going to with the booking, the dice.
I believe it was the Ragged Horse.
Ragged Horse, yes. Because if he's a good bookie, he could be your money man.
Oh, yeah, we'll definitely have to look into finding someone for...
Yes. And
What else were we needing?
As far as we need medicine man, and we need a logistics person.
But hopefully our other lieutenants...
You need logistics, finance, and medicine.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
He's not as bookie for possible finance.
Yeah. So hopefully our other lieutenants will find us here. They should be out of town, but this is the closest in to the entrance, so hopefully they check in.
Something that I want to make you...
Where are you guys having this conversation?
One of our rooms.
Yeah,
Okay.
Private rooms. One of the things that make you guys aware of is that apparently there is a empty lot that exists behind the stable area that would be very difficult for some of you larger guys to squeeze into.
As I look at all of you.
What, it's got a roof? Athletics checks. It does not have a roof.
Yeah.
Just going
Also,
up the top.
isn't it like only 4 feet wide?
No,
No, like 15.
It's 15 feet wide.
Oh, okay.
And 20 feet long.
It's
Oh,
like
okay.
30 feet long.
10,
Okay.
it's like
I
10,
thought
15,
it was like a
20,
narrow
30.
Yeah,
hallway.
it's big.
I mean, that is pretty narrow.
Interesting concept. And you say this is behind a stable, and what's on the other end?
Meatery.
Yeah, the meatery.
Nice isolated spot nobody goes to.
But yeah,
I was thinking if we needed to try and find a place.
but it is a place that the kid who was showing me around told me about would be a place that you can hide away from the adults, and they probably won't spot you.
I have not seen
We are the
or
adults.
taken note
Yes.
of any for sale signs or anything, any properties on my walk around.
Yeah, there didn't seem to be any signage for sale or properties.
I'll go ahead and also tell you guys the pricing for horse rental and purchasing in case you're interested.
You could probably purchase one for cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they charge almost double for, like, the horses that go out of the city. They charge like double the cost of the horse if you don't come. So if you don't come back with it, or you bring it back too damaged to run anymore, which they tell you up front that that's what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So if you bring it back in good health, and we'll just charge you the per diem for the horse.
Yeah, basically, this is a rental agency versus a used car salesman.
Yeah.
Just saying, if I could afford a whole horse, I'd just buy a horse. I got enough money for these security deposits.
Yeah, but usually the bigger issue is stabling.
Yes.
Which you did not. You saw like 2 stables, but most of the time they're either attached to businesses or there's a bunch of businesses surrounding them that all seem to be using the stable.
Yeah. And
So parking is a bitch in the city?
Parking is a bitch.
we don't have portable holes that we can throw horses in quite at this point.
Perhaps you're not
Also,
familiar with how a
they'll
portable
die.
hole works.
Well, not if you set it up as a permanent stable. You just slap it on a wall, set up the stalls in there, lead the horses in and out.
I mean, I suppose you could.
Just permanently open.
Anyways,
It's the suffocation.
lest we be buying something next to that hidden alley, I think the most important thing we've really discovered is a possible bookie.
Mm-hmm.
You could, of course, talk to him unless you'd like me to do so. Sort of a strange voice you're all familiar with speaks up. Right, if he says so, we could do it if needed.
Yeah, I'm good.
Say, do you want me to come with you in order to talk with this bookie to see if he'd be a decent financier?
We can all go, except for you. You have other business to attend to. But if you don't have anything planned this evening, plan to play some dice, chat up the locals, see what the gambling scene's like.
Sure.
Well, I can only make a brief appearance, perhaps, but
It's like I'll give you directions to the Ragged Horse, so you can show up not with me and the mother.
We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you could come as a separate party. That'd work fine.
Okay, so you guys have your little chat.
Mhm.
It's about 8:30, 9 o'clock, somewhere in there.
Get dolled up in my zoot suit.
Okay,
And
you're getting ready. You are heading out.
Does anybody have any money?
How much do you need?
I don't know. What, coppers?
Here's 6 gold.
I found this silver in my room.
Alright, I'll take that silver.
Here's a silver, and I'll give you 5 gold.
5 gold.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take it.
Hey, you won't have to get. You won't pay to kick yourself out.
Well, I mean, he paid me a beer to kick myself out. That's almost worth it.
Mm-hmm. Worth entire coppers.
Well, it was actually a mead.
Yeah.
Beer is more expensive than mead here.
Mm-hmm.
Point in fact, whiskey's almost more expensive than mead here,
Mm-hmm.
or than beer here. Sorry.
Do you mean that the other way? Beer's almost more expensive than whiskey?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I just fumbled that.
Yeah.
I promise. I speak real good.
Sometimes.
I speak great.
Apparently, you can also make vodka out of wheat.
Yeah.
Well, you can make vodka out of like anything. It's just... Is vodka just filtering grain alcohol till it's vodka?
Pretty much. To my the best of my understanding, like, I'm not a distiller. I could be completely wrong. But
And then you just throw juniper berries in it if you want gin.
again, to the best of my understanding, stop asking me about distilling. I am not a distiller.
Come on, you have not prepared at all.
What?
I would
All
also
right,
not
no.
know.
No. We're gonna go on an adventure.
I was like,
How
Wikipedia?
to make gin?
I was like, don't you know to be a DM you need 14 doctorates?
How to make gin? No, I don't need to make it in my bathtub.
How to actually...
Is gin just flavored vodka? Are gin and flavored vodka the same thing? In theory, yes. Gin is, at most basic level, a neutral spirit flavored with juniper berries.
I love that you're posed to take notes.
So, yes, at the most basic level, according to Google, it's a flavored vodka. Are you satisfied now? Anything else you need to ask about? Any other whiskeys?
No.
Scotch? You want to know about scotch?
That's all just some barrels and flames
Okay,
and stuff.
so as we were, you all go downstairs. What's your perceptions? Passive?
12? 16.
14.
16.
16.
Okay, all of you notice you're through lieutenants sitting over there bitching that they can't find you guys. They've been looking all over the city for you all day.
How fortuitous. You have found us.
They turn around and go, bosses!
I was wrong. Mine's 12.
I was like, I have good wisdom.
I rolled percentages on whether or not they would find you as you walk into the city through the entrance.
Mm-hmm.
There was a 5% failure chance. They failed. They've been looking literally the wrong place all day. Wherever you happen to be, they were not there. And they had
Didn't help
rooms.
that we all split up.
The reason your rooms are so weird and there's only one room available in front is they're staying at the Red Horse.
It's the only inn.
They have the rest of the rooms.
It's the only inn.
Good boys, good boys.
Mm-hmm. Now, do our lieutenants need personalities and names, or are we just going to think of them as their job and ignore them otherwise?
I mean, you can give them names, and I'll give them personalities if you name them. Otherwise, they can be just the job. How much do you want them in your campaign?
I think that will probably be something that I don't want to necessarily force early, but as we get to know them, probably some of them will end up with names and personalities, and others may...
All right.
I don't know. Do we get to pick any of their vital statistics?
You get to pick none of that. You can pick their name.
No.
Steve, and Steve?
No. One may name one Steve for the sake of the meme, but you have to pick which one. So do you want to be your enforcer, your infiltrator, or what else?
Legal.
I want it legal, and his practice is Steve, and Steve. There are no other guys. He just felt names coming that
No, he doesn't do that at all.
Aw.
His name is, of course, Steve McQueen.
I was thinking more you just call him Jake from State Farm. He's your legal guy.
Okay, so we've got Steve, the legal guy, Jake, the enforcer.
Jake the Snake.
Jake the Snake Roberts.
He is a professional wrestler. And that leaves us what? Oh, info.
Yeah.
Mallory.
Or a leader.
Mallory, the info man. That heard.
You're Mallory? It was
Steven
my mom chose the name.
Mallory's just a woman now.
Aw.
What do you mean, aw?
It's funnier,
Sexist?
it's funnier if it's just a dude named Mallory. And he has to explain it everywhere he goes.
So we're going to go with Mallory, who goes by Molly.
Okay.
It's like, you're Mallory? It's like, parents were hippies. Real free thinkers.
Okay, so we got Steve McQueen.
Jake the Snake Enforcer.
We just went from, we'll decide later to, nope, all named.
There you go.
Personalities will develop.
Jake.
I feel like personalities leaves them more vulnerable to dying.
Jake is a dragonkin. That is why he is named the Snake.
It's actually an insult. He just owns it.
Yeah, pretty much. And also, he is quite quick for that. Jake the Snake Farmington.
I do enjoy that the enforcer part of the thing. Reptiles.
You helped pick.
Yes.
Cold-blooded.
Exactly.
Okay, and your info gal is... No, I don't want that. Just go away. Is Mallory...
Changeling.
Not a changeling. That's too strong.
Oh, okay.
It's just a normal race. I don't know what you're talking about.
Mallory
Satyr.
Cratchit,
Make her a satyr.
and she is a gnome.
Alright. Take it.
She can just get in all the stuff. Tight places, listen to all the gossip.
And Steve McQueen is an elf. Jake, and he'll be a...
Blue elf.
I'm trying to decide what kind of dragonkin he is.
White.
Sure, he can be dumb.
White Snake.
Yeah, sure, white snake. Sure, white dragonkin.
Come on, it's obvious.
He's a wrestler who loves hair metal.
Mallory
Wears a wig.
Cratchit is a gnome.
Yes, and refuses to admit it's a wig.
No,
I'm totally
I
a dragon with this awesome hair.
It grows in this way.
Natural.
Jake the Snake's gonna be awesome. We will love him and care for him and pay him.
Buckle in, guys. Buckle in.
Until he dies.
Yeah.
Enforcer. Excellent. So you have Steve McQueen practicing at law, Jake the Snake Farmington, White Dragonkin Enforcer, Molly Cratchit, your gnome info lady.
The Gnome Informant.
Right.
Go get us some mollies.
Yes, Molly, go track us
Okay.
down a doctor to give us Molly.
They are now available for you to give them their weekly tests. The way this works for them is they have these people who work for the gang. These are their lieutenants. Purchasing them before game with their stats makes it so the lieutenants will never turn on them. That's the benefit of buying them. However, to make the full gang, they do have to have a full complement of lieutenants. So the way it works is you don't get to tell them go do this directly. You get to give them an overview of, okay, I want Steve McQueen to go learn the laws of the city or the kingdom, for example. That might be a useful thing.
Yeah.
And he
Let's
will
do that.
spend the week working on that. Or then, like the enforcer, you can tell him that you want to help consolidate, which means he'll go through and weed out troublemakers in the gang, people who aren't working right, people who have overstepped bounds. And it will basically, there's a bunch of secret roles, including gang loyalty and gang cohesion roles. And if you have him working on that, it will improve the likelihood of cohesion.
Mm.
You can also have him do things like push out into the territory and help start working on taking things over, which means that he will have roles that will be like randomly you'll have control of a business, or you'll have control of a sector, or you'll have information about a family occasionally, though that's a rare one for him because that's not his job. Molly Cratchit, who is your info lady, you can have her go out and do things like look for other lieutenants. Might be a good thing for her to be doing until you find them. Or you can have her go out, find blackmail material, find out what certain gangs are doing. Pretty much anything you could do for either infiltration to find out information. You can also send her out to be like, we need money. Please go rob for us. And she'll just come back and your gang will gain money for the week but no information.
Alright.
So, local laws, lieutenants, and what should we do with Jake, because we don't have a gang yet and we don't want him to start busting random heads until we get situated.
I mean, would he be able just to basically scope around to figure out best heads to be busting when the time comes?
You can also send her out to help try to recruit.
Yeah, we could send him.
You could send him.
We're allowed to recruit before we have all lieutenants?
No, you can send him out to help try to find a lieutenant.
Okay.
So,
It
both
won't
Jake
be-
and Molly?
Yeah, it won't be it will help the role.
Okay.
And it will also give you 2 roles instead of 1.
Okay.
Yeah, we could send Jake and Molly out together to do lieutenant hunting.
Yeah, and that way no one is going to mess with Molly, because Molly is short by gnome standards, and Jake is relatively large by dragonkin standards.
Nice.
I like having Molly around. I'm no longer the shortest one.
No, she's barely 3 feet tall.
Yeah, she's who we need when we need to squeeze into a tight place.
And her and Jake seem to get along really well. Like, he does things like when they walk up to the bar without asking or thinking, he just like picks her up and puts her on the stools and stuff like that, and she doesn't seem to get mad about these sorts of things.
Nice.
The lieutenants get along pretty well.
What?
Tell her the spot when you get a chance.
Okay,
Tell her to
so
spot?
Tell her the spot.
Oh, yeah.
okay, so you're gonna send Jake and Molly both out to try to recruit new people. Do you tell them about the bookie that you're looking into for finance?
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
we're going to tonight.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are gonna go and try and recruit them, or are you gonna have them go and do it?
We'll go and take a look at them first. We'll have them focus on picking up somebody else.
Okay, so you are
Set
looking
them
at
again.
finance, so you want them to find a medical and logistics.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who do you want to send after medical, and who do you want to send after logistics, or do you want his roles to just help hers?
I do double.
Because you can either look for 2 different ones, or you can have it where they're working together, in which case she just gets a higher percentage chance of finding someone.
If we're allowed to know, would a better role mean a better individual in the spot,
No.
or more likely to get one?
More likely to get one.
Then I say put each one on each.
In that case, it would be Jake on logistics, Molly on medicine, because she'll probably be smarter and find a smarter doctor.
I kind of want to do double on the logistics person if we're already looking into finance.
Yeah, because once we have logistics, we can start getting money probably.
You
So,
can start working on that. You can also start working on building out a base.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Sure.
or finding a place for a base to be, because that is logistics job.
Fine with that?
So double up on logistics
Yeah,
for the week.
double on logistics.
Okay.
for the week.
And we do slyly take a spot where we can let Molly know the hiding spot he learned about, since it's ideal for her.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about Snake Man pulling up a doctor and be like, I found this guy. He says he's a famous doctor. He just brings in like some shaded out hobo, and he's like, I got what you need. He's like, he says he can cure anything. Says he's got pills that regrow limbs.
I know somebody who needs that.
Well, the harder part is when Adam cuts his arm off and starts force feeding him pills. Throw it back.
I want more.
This is a farming industry?
Exactly.
This is a farming town, and we now found limb farming?
Exactly.
No, it's an ability to turn straight grain into meat. We just keep feeding him gruel to regain the body mass and regrow the arm.
Obviously. Just makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
We actually had the side quest in Mass Effect.
where somebody was growing extra organs inside people's bodies.
Alright, so Steve's learning the laws, and the two of them are looking for our logistics person.
Woohoo. Good job, Steve.
That's K's. There we go. Okay, so I got that going. Okay, so I'll go ahead and roll and see how they do. Okay.
So, me and Mother will be off to the bar.
And I just trail
Yeah, to the ragged
15 feet behind.
pony.
Yeah.
Enough that it's clearly obvious, but...
Are they together, or is that dude just extra creepy? Why not both?
Yes, you and your vestments, me and my big, fedora and wide-ass shouldered suit with pinstripes.
Yeah, the priest and the bouncer.
Mm-hmm.
And when he told me sort of where it is, when I get sort of close, is there alley, dark spot I can just duck into for 6 seconds to step out of sight?
I mean, yeah, sure.
Yeah. So I will do
Need
so.
to transform.
Yeah.
I might want to check the alley first.
Yeah, I will. Passive perception is 12.
Okay, you don't see anyone.
Yep. Sufficiently shadowy. And out from the alley steps, as you would know. Bless you. Herr Wolfgang. A 5'11" man, 180 pounds, with proper posture, tan skin, dark, sleeked back hair, blue eyes.
Bless
Sort of proper, and I then from there just carry on as if nothing happened and follow the rest of the way into the...
So, am I understanding correctly that the clothes does not change?
The
size?
clothes does not change.
Okay, so your other guy always wears slightly baggy clothing, or you're the same height and the potion just allows you to... Is there an actual change other than you're standing up straighter?
Yes, there is an actual change. I am taller and equivalently heavier. And yes, the other guy is probably just...
Okay, so
Part
the
of
other
it
guy
on
just
top.
wears baggy clothes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
He's
fine.
messy.
But it's a very small... I mean, it's relatively small in difference, but yeah.
Okay, I'm just
Yeah.
making sure I have a mental picture of him correctly.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, this dignified individual just walks out of the alley.
Mhm.
Excellent.
And following them into the ragged horse.
Okay, so you walk into the Ragged Horse, and it's a bar. There seems to be a big blackboard with absolutely nothing written on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Sunday.
It's not Sunday. Nobody, they're not there.
Yeah.
So, at a certain point,
I realize this when I get in, but I still look around, see if there's dice going on.
There's a couple old codgers in the back playing dice, but they appear to be just playing for the next round.
Oh. Darn.
And they're mainly just chatting and smoking.
You have chosen poorly.
I'll go up to the bar, buy them a drink, and just chat, sit down and ask if I could chat about the game a little.
Yeah, sure. They let
new
you
in town,
and they let you in, and they're like, you can sit there, and they'll chat your ear off
Nice.
about what's going on, how it used to be better back in the day, how the pensions aren't the same as they used to be, about how the workers' unions should strike, yada yada yada. You know, really interesting information to someone who's willing to start a gang.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going ahead and...
Do a dice proficiency check.
Are you proficient in dice?
Yes.
Add your proficiency bonus.
Mm-hmm. So 14.
how proficiency works.
And I'm guessing no skill to that, so
No
14.
stat.
No stat.
Yeah, does it use a stat?
No, it doesn't use a stat. However, you do note...
Hold on. 16. I get, with my fire rune, I get double any tool proficiency.
Yeah, there you go. So 16. You notice that one of the old man switches out the dice,
Mhm.
so he's paying for more rounds than the other. He also seems to be a little bit better off financially. It's probably in an attempt to save his friend from embarrassment.
Nice.
He's cheating to be nice.
Yes, he's cheating to lose.
Hey man, I'm gonna love you so hard right now.
Yeah, so I'll chat with them over the evening and just see if they know of any other games, or is it just them here usually?
It's usually just them. Ordinarily, people don't want to talk to a couple old codgers because we bitch too much. And if you want in, no dice proficiency. Let's see how much money you wind up paying for drinks.
So that's 20.
Okay, you only buy one round.
Man knows his dice.
And they just really seem happy, and the guy who's cheating to lose never tries to switch your dice or anything like that. He just cheats so that he loses.
Nice.
I stand off on the side, and I'm just kind of looking around trying to count about how many people...
There's 19 people and 3 staff. So there's a bartender, there's a bar back, and there's someone who's kind of wandering around just delivering food.
Bartender looks to be in charge, kind of...
There doesn't seem to be one person who's in charge, per se. You are pretty sure the bartender and the server are married.
Okay.
And the other, the barback person is either a kid who works there or a child or a younger brother.
Yeah.
They know each other well enough that they could be family, but they don't really resemble each other.
I go up to the bartender. Good evening. I'm new in town. What is the preferred drink?
Well, I mean, since you're new around here, have you had a proper sweet tea yet?
I've not. Perhaps something a little stronger.
Oh, I got just the thing for you. He turns around. You are dressed relatively nicely.
I mean,
he starts
nice
grabbing
for
things.
Travelers kind of thing.
He's grabbing things from top shelves, and he pulls out a little wooden thing, and you see him grinding something in behind, and then there's mixing going on, and he turns around and picks up a shaker that is clearly like etched. It looks beautiful. There's silver rings on it with etchings on them, and he pours what was in his little muggle glass into the shaker, gives it a quick shake, and pours it into a small glass, and puts a little piece of mint on it and hands it to you. We call that a mint Julian.
It is the local specialty.
It's 1 silver.
Okay. So I pay this over to start.
And it's freaking delicious. Like, you as an alchemist go, okay, this is really good proportions, this is made pretty well, and it's cold. Like, refreshingly nice and chill. Like, just a beautiful temperature.
That is a question. Does the city have access to ice?
It's a very good question. You haven't seen any ice. However, you have seen a lot of frosty drinks.
Yeah, just like frosted ice, sweet tea everywhere.
I think I see nearby at the bar as I drink that.
Just
And I'm
between
more
two
trying to
glasses.
watch what are the general people in here drinking. Really, I'm trying to look at what are people drinking that doesn't seem like as much work for them.
Well, you see, like, on the back wall, there's big barrels, and they all appear... he seems to be going to 2 of them in particular more often. One of them has a brand of a honeysuckle on it, and the other one just has a hoof. And he's pulling larger mugs from the honeysuckle, and the hoof he's pulling, like, shots from.
The horse's kick.
Blue Factory brand whiskey.
I'm going to try and sort of get the price for what a shot or a mug of...
The mead, honeysuckle mead will run you 1 copper for a cup, and the shot of the horse's kick. Yeah. Also, screw you. I was really happy with that name.
I mean, come on, it's spirits with the hook on it, obviously.
Which is lower quality whiskey than what you had in your Julian. That will be 3 copper for a shot. No, 1 copper for a shot of that too. 3 copper is ridiculous. So 1 and 1. And then there's also beer from the Brewsters, that it will run you a silver mug.
For beer.
Yes. Plural shots of whiskey. 10 times more expensive for a pint of beer.
It's cheap whiskey. If he got the whiskey that he had in his Julian,
Okay.
it would be closer to the beer.
When I finish the mint thing, I'll try the...
I also spent 3 silver for me and the old guy's drinks, so we're just rolling in the good stuff.
Oh, you got them all beer?
Yeah, didn't know about it. It's like, give me 3 beers. Okay!
Yeah, they're, first of all, thank you kindly, stranger. Second of all, it's like bitter and crisp. It's like a bit heavier. With it being fall, it's all right, but it's a bit of a heavier drink than what you're used to out of beer. But the flavor is incredibly complex, and it's clearly a premium product. So it's like you would expect this to be really expensive beer at like a good beer place, whereas here this is the lowest standard beer.
They decided we only have this much hops, we're going to put it into the best stuff we can.
Yes, basically, if they bother to make the beer out of it, it's usually a higher grade.
Can I assess that as I'm watching people, that seems to be a
Yes.
premium product and it's a
Yes.
silver each? And so I do my math here as I drink my mint drink in that case, and put down 3 gold to cover a round of beer for the bar.
Okay, everyone gets beer. You get another beer. You get a beer. Everyone gets a beer, and everyone is like pretty excited about this. Like they're all. I mean, it's
So
nice
I
to
sort
see-
of, Herr Wolfgang sort of makes his...
Yes, from the kind stranger, and the old man goes, "Huh? What do you know? It's nice to see people coming into town, finally coming in with the right kind of spirit."
Do people
Want to make
usually
a
come
good
into
impression.
town bitter and angry?
I mean, not around these parts.
Oh.
I just want to make a right impression. I need friends. I'm new.
Everybody's been quite
Yeah,
welcoming.
you generally get an idea of, oh, you're always welcome here.
Near the hour point, I will use another alter self to maintain for another hour, but I do not stay more than 2 hours before I leave, before the guys will,
Okay.
By the way, do you have a top hat in that outfit?
No, I am currently just traveler's clothes
Oh.
that either fit poorly or fit nicely.
Because that's I don't know why my image of Jekyll and Hyde has a top hat, but it does. I don't
Some
know
of
if
it does.
that's one of the
Some does.
classics.
Yeah, that's,
Okay.
that art isn't.
So you'll spend your evening
but
there.
I'm also, I have no hide.
Yeah.
I am either my intelligent
Since you
doctor
were
or my
talking about how they
charisma
were
guy.
talking about things going on with their work, and about the pensions not being as good and money moving around, I tried to get the...
You're not there. You're with
I'm-
him.
Oh,
No.
Oh,
she's
no.
with us.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. That's
Yeah, she's just sitting on a nearby table.
Okay,
Like,
so-
I escorted her in.
Okay, yeah.
yeah, and so, whatever. I also spend time talking to them, getting information, and seeing what
Do you get a general sense that the old men are not happy with what they're doing with the pensions and the unions, and that they feel like the people in the unions ought to make more of a fuss before their contract for their next contract negotiation?
So what caused the change? What was the spark point of the unions starting to skip on what you're getting for your pensions?
Oh, they're still getting what they're supposed to get for their pensions. It's the new guys that they think that they're like not thinking ahead enough.
Yeah, okay. Was it something from whatever upper in the union or people they're working for?
I mean, okay, it's like you're going to go into like the weeds of union politics, but in general, it's
Yeah.
just they think that they should want more.
You get details.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that-
You think they explain that they think that the newer generation should be arguing for more money,
Gotcha.
We want
And-
more money.
better pensions, and better stuff of that nature.
Ryan, can you make a note to have Molly check out the unions at some time?
You can make your own notes.
I can, but I can also say that and have it actually mean something and be there.
Fair. Okay, so Vic, you show up at your favorite bar.
Yeah. They gave me a free drink.
They didn't. They paid you to kick yourself out.
That's a free drink. As far as I'm concerned.
And you walk in, I assume, and sit down.
At the bar, yeah.
Okay. The bartender walks over and says, "Did you bring money, or are you going to have to kick yourself out again?"
I have money.
Excellent. What do you want?
Whatever's cheapest.
You get mead.
Oh, cool.
The mead you're getting is not from the Honeysuckle Meatery. It is 3 grains with a bee on them.
Neat.
Is just the symbol you see on the barrel.
Neat. So is one of them fixer fellas here?
Oh.
This is like all the money I got.
He takes one of the gold and says, "Let me go check."
It's a silver.
It takes
I don't tell him I have gold.
Okay,
That
so,
gold's in an interior pocket on the inside of my arm or on the inside of a shirt.
okay, so he takes the silver and goes, "Sure, let me go check." A lot less enthusiastic than if it was gold. So he walks in.
Well, hey, man.
I think he's made it clear. I want to keep coming back. I just need to keep getting more money.
Hey, man, like 6 hours ago, I didn't have any money.
This is an investment.
So,
I totally robbed a guy.
I did not rob a guy.
So he walks into
I asked very nicely for some money, and they gave it to me.
He walks over and whispers into someone's ear, and they come to take over the bar. And he walks out of sight. And about 10-15 minutes later, he walks back into sight, and the person who was covering the bar, really shittily, for the record, like 5 people wanted a drink, and she just kind of sat there and went, "Just a minute," and
Just stared at them.
acted like she was cleaning stuff, and then wandered off.
Well, that's fine. I hollered at the other patrons. She said a minute.
Yeah, they didn't get ornery with her or anything.
No.
She's just useless.
I try to. I am not too subtly trying to start a fight.
I don't think you can subtly do anything.
No, well, that's the point. It ain't too subtle.
So
That's the point. They get even the slightest bit under. I get real defensive. Hey, whoa, you Willis. Like, I'm obviously looking for something.
All right, so he wanders back, and he takes over. In about another half hour after that, he's just staring at you as you have, no doubt, an empty mug, waiting for you to ask for another one whilst he's tending to everyone else.
Well, he took my silver.
He took my silver. I told him that was all I had.
Yeah.
Do you think I lied to you?
What I lied?
So he's just like basically stared holes at you, and then a guy finally walks out, comes over and sits down next to you with a bit of a huff and a harumph because he had to jump onto the stool. It is a gnome. He goes, "So, Darius over there says you was looking for work."
Yeah, I ain't got no money.
Well,
I had money, but he took it.
what kind of scruples you got, friend?
Well, I'm pretty good at hitting people, and I quite enjoy doing it. And I was doing that for a long time in the last place I was, but then I couldn't do it no more because some of the wrong sorts of people got mad about it.
All right, well, we have something of an interview process. So here's what I'm going to need you to do. Come back tomorrow at this time, and it tells you about little afternoon. So, like, if you're there before 12:30, that'd be best.
Right.
And meet up with a man by the name of RJ. Looks something like yourself and our good bartender here. There's a bartender just like he puts a relatively nice shot in front of the little gnome. The little gnome picks up and starts sipping at it and goes, "He'll tell you what to do, and depending upon how you do, depends upon whether or not you get paid for it."
That sounds fair.
All right. Now, either buy more shit or get the fuck out of my bar. He takes a drink, turns it over, and walks off.
His bar?
Where it goes, just kind of shrugs.
Lots of small people in this town.
Orc goes, the half-orc just grunts and goes, Most people are small by comparison.
I mean, you ain't wrong. Get up and walk out with my no money.
Yes, the reason that no one took you up on that is you're scary as shit, and they're pretty sure you're one of the bartender's relatives because you look an awful lot like him physically. You're both on the taller end of the orc scale, half orc scale, and both super muscly.
Come on, who wants to go? Nobody? Don't do it. It's like, I think I could take him now. That's a guy that's just looking for a fight.
That guy wants to beat someone up. Don't be the fool to do it.
All right, and that is your first day in the new place, and you all head back to the Red Horse, which is where we will pick up next time.
Spend a little time before bed just creepily staring out at the street.
Every night, I assume, if you have time.
trying to keep
I'm trying to see if there's any pattern of people that walk by in the...
Generally, the only patterns you see is about 3 times an hour guards do wander past.
Yeah, that kind of information is important.
I don't suppose anybody's trying to bug me as I walk back to the bar late at night.
Sure, let's give it a... Yes.
Any blind folks out there?
Apparently, there's one damn blind fool. Unfortunately, you cannot be surprised, and you beat the ever-loving shit out of him. Congratulations, you got 2 silver.
I do have blind fight, yeah.
Yeah, you get 2 silver. He might have been 15.
Oh, he's just a kid?
Yeah. However, when he attacks you, you don't really know his age until you've hit him about 4 times.
Then yeah, he's definitely dead.
He's not okay.
Well, I don't confirm the kill.
Okay.
So I'm going to leave that up to you. You know what? I didn't check too close. If he lives, that's just good luck.
Well, ain't that a thing? He did, in fact, survive. He had a 5% chance. He got a 4.
That's just good luck. I'll take that 2 silver.
I'm going to have to name that dude. He might show up again.
One more time.
But hey, I can now go back to the bar. I have money again.
Yes, you do. You get your money back. Good job.
Made a profit.
It's like, let's rob the biggest, toughest guy I could find.
Yeah.
I got him!
Did he come up swinging a knife or like a pickpocket, or did he try to pickpocket him?
He tried to murder him.
Oh.
Yeah, that's not how you do that.
Yeah, no, you demand money at the point of a knife. You don't just sneak up and stab them.
That wouldn't have probably killed me.
No. He did not build alpha strike capabilities into his
Hey
character.
man, I don't have that for like 2 more levels.
Yeah, he's still no subclasses yet.
Right now, I'm just a regular fighting guy.
Regular fighter rogue or ranger.
Ranger rogue.
Yeah.
With the power to jump. Because that's the spell I took.
All right. So yeah, that's all, folks. That'll be our first day and our first session. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time. Like, subscribe, comment below. Bye.